Hello students. Standard 10. Subject Social Science. Chapter number 13. Manufacturing Industries. Session 1. Introduction. Students, today in this particular session we will discuss about the different industrial sectors which are operating in India, what the development we have achieved in the industrial sector, the contribution of industrial sector in Indian economic development, and further related aspects. So let's start first of all with the introduction. The process in which man can change the natural resources into usable conditions according to his intellectual, cultural, and economic capacity is called industry. So first of all, what is the meaning of word industry that is given here? So industry is a kind of process, right? What we do in that process, man can change the natural resource. You can take an example of cotton ball, right? So that cotton ball is a natural resource through the agriculture sector. So using that cotton ball, following the different process of threading, weaving, dyeing, printing, cutting, stitching, the final clothes can be made which we can use to wear. So in that way, with the different industrial processes, when the man changes the natural resources into usable condition, that cotton ball you cannot use to wear, कि वो जो cotton balls होते हैं उसका हम as a cloth इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते. So what is a better product which can be made from that cotton ball is the clothes, final fabrics, है ना. So in order to convert that cotton ball into final fabric, different processes are followed, as I told you, है ना. Weaving, you can say threading, weaving, dyeing, printing, cutting, stitching, and the final cloth will be ready. So all those process which man undertakes in order to convert the natural resources into better usable product with his intellectual ability, cultural arts, and for economic capacity, that can be called as industry. So in exam, if you will be asked that what is industry, this will be your answer. In India, the industrial traditions are found since the Indus Valley civilization. Means along with the agriculture, we are also working in industrial sector since the ancient time. At that time, India used to prepare the cotton textile, clay utensils, bronze items, and beads in different industrial units. Up to the 18th century, India was ahead in shipping building industry also. Even now also, we are providing a good contribution in shipbuilding industry. India was also ahead in handicraft and in cottage industry, different handicraft about which we have already discussed in a different traditional art forms in chapter 2. So India was ahead in different kind of handicraft. You can see the traditional handicrafts and the cottage industries where maximum work were done with the help of human talent, right, and with the limited machinery resources. There was a heavy demand of Indian cotton clothes, muslin clothes, metalled utensils, and ornaments in the different part of the world. With the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in England in 1856, the British used to take away the raw material, especially the raw cotton. As you have learned in the lower class history, Industrial Revolution, which took place in 1856 in England, right? From there, the England developed themselves as one of the leading producer of cotton fabric. So when Britishers were ruling India, जब ब्रिटिशर्स हमारे इंडिया पे रूल कर रहे थे, तब उन्होंने हमारे यहाँ से मैक्सिमम अमाउंट ऑफ रॉ कॉटन का एक्सपोर्ट इंग्लैंड में करना शुरू किया. In order to satisfy their requirement related with the raw cotton, then color dye like indigo, उसके लिए उन्होंने इंडिया के जो फार्मर्स थे उनका बहुत एक्सप्लोटेशन किया. Forcefully they took the cultivation of cotton, indigo from the Indian farmer and sent those to the England. They used to follow the policy of selling the goods manufactured in England at the higher price in India, so the Indian market would collapse. They used to buy the raw material from India at a cheaper rate. फिर वो raw material इंग्लैंड जाता था. इंग्लैंड के इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट्स में वो फाइनल और फिनिश गुड्स में कन्वर्ट होते थे, और वही फिनिश गुड्स जो इंग्लैंड की डिफरेंट इंडस्ट्रीज में प्रिपेयर हुए हैं वो इंडिया में ही हाई प्राइस पे सेल किए जाते थे. एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर ऑफ इंडिया सफर्ड अ लॉट. This damaged the textile industry and the Indian craftsmen of India heavily, about which you have already studied in a lower class like standard 8 and 9. Now the importance of industries. A question can be asked in exam for 2 to 3 marks. Today the existence of nations depends only on the development of industry. It is true in many sense that in today's time, if any nations of the world want to develop economically faster and quicker, अगर आज के टाइम में दुनिया के किसी देश को क्विक इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट अचीव करना है, ज़्यादा नेशनल इनकम अचीव करना है, अपने कंट्री के जीडीपी को इम्प्रूव करना है, पर कैपिटा इनकम को बढ़ाना है, then the growth of strong industrial sector is very much required. Economic development without the industrial progress will be impossible. Yes, if any nation continuously give priority and importance to only agriculture sector, or you can say only to industrial sector, it is not possible. That's why, as India is an agrarian nation, yet today in 21st century around 60% people of India is indulged in agriculture sector, then too it is very much important for us to develop our India as an industrial nation, because without the proper growth of industrial sector along with the agriculture sector, we will not able to develop our economy as one of the developed nation. So इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोग्रेस होना इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट के लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है. Those countries which have developed more industrially have strengthened their economy equally. Take an example of Japan, South Korea, Germany, Italy, है ना. Those countries of the world have developed themselves on the basis of strong industrial development. Countries like United States of America, Russia, Japan, South Korea are prosperous and developed nations on the basis of their industrial development only. तो हमारे सामने ये वर्ल्ड के डेवलप कंट्रीज़ के एग्जाम्पल्स है जिन्होंने ये प्रूव किया है कि यस, इट इज़ पॉसिबल टू गेट डेवलप्ड very strongly and firmly with the help of industrial sector. Those countries where industries are either not developed or are less developed are not capable to harness the natural resources as industrial raw material. Harness means utilize. Those countries, students, in the world who are not able to develop industrial sector in their economy properly, जिन देशों ने अपने कंट्रीज़ में प्रॉपर इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट अचीव नहीं किया है, उस कंट्री के बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेज जो नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल है वो अंडर यूटिलाइज या अनयूटिलाइज्ड रह जाते हैं. यू कैन टेक ए एग्जाम्पल ऑफ सम वे इंडिया, many countries of the South Africa continent are the example of such conditions where the natural resources are available in abundant quantity, but due to the slow or a poor growth of an industrial sector, they are not able to achieve the proper economic development. They have to sell their natural resources at a cheaper price and purchase the things made of the same raw material from the foreigner at a higher price. That if you don't develop yourself as an industrial nation, अगर आपके वहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर का प्रॉपर ग्रोथ नहीं होगा, then what will happen? Other countries of the world will utilize your natural resources. They will buy those natural resources at a low price from you, and they will convert that raw material into finished goods, and again they will sell those finished goods at a higher price in your own market. आपके ही कंट्री से वो सस्ते प्राइजेस में आपका रॉ मटेरियल ले जाएंगे, उसमें से फिनिश गुड्स बनाएंगे और आपको ही हाई प्राइजेस पे बेचेंगे. इन दिस वे यू विल गेट द डबल लॉस. सो in order to safeguard your own natural resources, in order to safeguard yourself from such kind of monetary exploitation, it is necessary for every country that they develop themselves as an industrial nation. Manufacturing industries contributes about 29% of the national production in India. A question can be asked in objective. The contribution of industrial or manufacturing sector in national production of India is how much? So 29%. The administrative policy of British rule broke the backbone of industrial Indian structure. When the Britishers were ruling India, they never shown any interest or they never gave any effort in order to develop the industrial sector of India. Invariably, they destroyed the industrial sector which was there in India. उल्टा ना तो उन्होंने कोई हमारा इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट कभी किया, उसके बजाय जो भी इंडस्ट्रीज हमारे यहाँ पे चल रही थी उसको भी उन्होंने अपने एक्सप्लॉयटेटिव पॉलिसी के थ्रू टोटली डिस्ट्रॉय और कोलैप्स कर दिया. During the slavery period, industries were modern method could not be started in India. When we were slaves, you can say when we were under the rule of Britishers, हमारे इंडिया में कोई मॉडर्न इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर का डेवलपमेंट हो पाया नहीं. In 1853, the first industrial complex of iron furnace based on charcoal was founded, but it failed. First successful attempt was made in 1854 to develop the cotton textile industry. Thereafter, the jute mill was also established in 1855 at Risra near Kolkata. In 1874, the factory was founded at a Kulti for making the iron ore, which was closed after a few years, and it was again restarted in 1881. These all numerical figure informations can be asked in exam as an objective question, so you must be aware. In 1907, a new dimension was provided with the founding of Tata Iron and Steel Company at Jamshedpur, and that was very first proper strong development or establishment of industrial unit in India. आप ये कह सकते हो कि 1907 में टिस्को, in short it is called as a TISCO, Tata Iron and Steel Corporation of India. सो इन 1907 जमशेदजी टाटा ने जब टिस्को का एस्टेब्लिशमेंट किया तो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि दैट वाज अ प्रॉपर एस्टेब्लिशमेंट ऑफ वेरी वन गुड इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट. और वहीं से फिर हमारे इंडिया में धीरे 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 थोड़ा इंडस्ट्रियल सेक्टर का डेवलपमेंट शुरू हुआ. नाउ क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्रीज. द इंडस्ट्रीज विच आर ऑपरेटिंग इन अवर इंडियन इकोनॉमी, स्टूडेंट्स, those can be classified into different categories on different criteria. So let's see. In exam, you may get the question for 2 mark that what are the classification of industry. So in that only you have to provide the names. So the industries are divided on the basis of human labor, ownership and the sources of raw material they utilize. So on the basis of these 3 criteria, the industries of India can be divided into different groups. First, on the basis of human labor used, the industries can be divided into small scale industry and large scale industry. Now students, in small scale industry, the amount of money invested, the number of machineries or equipment used are also limited. They mostly produce a limited size of goods with limited turnover. They use more labor than machines. And compared to that, the large scale industries means giant industries where the investment runs into crores of rupees. They use the modern techniques of productions, use less labor and more machineries, and products and produces gigantic goods like a ships, cargo ships, planes, like that way. Those industries where more employment is available is known as a large scale industry. Take an example of cotton textile industry. And where an industry is under the direction of an individual ownership and the number of labor is also less, it is called the small scale industry. Example, sugar industry. Beside these, the industry can be classified as private, public, collaborative and cooperative groups on the basis of ownership. This is the classification. That the industry can be of a private like Reliance Capital, public like ONGC that belongs to Government of India, collaborative or a cooperative industries are also there in a society. On the basis of sources of raw material, कि जो raw material industry use करती है वो कौन सा है? If that raw material comes from the agriculture sector, those industry can be called as a agro based industry. Your all the food processing industry you can take into the category of agro process industry like your Balaji, Parle, Lay's, है ना, those whatever company who are making the packet foods, canned foods, tin foods, है ना, those all can be taken into category of agro based industry. And the second one is mineral based industry, where the industry is using the natural raw material, which is available in a form of mineral like iron, bauxite, copper, zinc, gold, silver, petroleum products. These all can be considered as a mineral based industry. You can take an example of ONGC, right? So that way. So these are the different classification of industry on the basis of human labor, small scale and large scale, on the basis of ownership, private, public, collaborative and cooperative industry, and on the basis of raw material used, agro based industry and mineral based industry. Now agro based industry. In India, we have a very vast network of different agro based industry in different states of India, which includes, here you can see in the map at an index box which is given here, right? In this box you can see which kind of agro based industries are operating in India. That includes the cotton, cashew, paper, jute, rubber, sugar, vegetable oil, tea, silk, tobacco, etc. So about all these we will discuss one by one. So agro based industry includes the cotton textile industry, jute textile industry, silk textile industry, woolen textile industries, sugar industries, paper industries, etc. These all are based on the raw material obtained from the activity based on agriculture. कॉटन टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री ले लो स्टूडेंट्स, जूट ले लो, सिल्क, वुलन, शुगर, पेपर, ये सभी इंडस्ट्री में जो भी रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल होता है वो एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर या तो एनिमल हस्बेंड्री से रिलेटेड आता है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दे आर टेकन इनटू द कैटेगरी ऑफ एग्रो बेस्ड इंडस्ट्री. First agro based industry about what we will discuss is the cotton textile industry. Now in exam students you may get the question for 2 to 3 marks that explain the cotton textile industries of India or a sugar industries of India or a paper making industries of India. These way the different short notes can be asked. So let's discuss the cotton textile industry. Garment industry has an important place in the industrial economy of India. This industry provides employment to about 3.5 crore people in India in present time. The textile industry is the industry which provides the maximum employment in the country. Question can be asked in objective. Which industry provides maximum employment in Indian industrial sector? So you have to write textile industry. India holds second rank after China in the export of cotton textile. Students, you already have learned in lower class social science that India since the ancient time is a leading exporter of cotton, jute, silk, है ना? And that's why even today in a present time we are the second largest exporter of cotton textile into the world. It is the main industry from the production and employment point of view. The production also we are doing on a very large scale that provides a good contribution in export. At the same time, as given in a point number 2, the textile sector provides job to near about 3.5 crore people in India. First cotton mill was established in Mumbai, and thereafter it was developed in Shahpur mills, and Calico mills were established in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. So where the first cotton mill was established in India? So the answer will be Mumbai. And which cotton mills were established in Gujarat? So the name will be Shahpur mills and Calico mills. In the initial years, the cotton textile mills were established in Mumbai and Ahmedabad. Slowly, gradually, these mills were established due to the cheap cotton, availability of labor, transport facilities, port for exports, and favorable markets. Why in the beginning time the cotton textile mills were developed or established in Mumbai and Gujarat? The reason was availability of a cheap cotton, availability of a cheap labor, easy transportation facilities, port facility for the export of cotton fabrics, and other favorable market conditions. So in exam, if you get a question for 2 marks that why in the initial year the cotton mills were established in Mumbai and Gujarat, so the answer will be third point. Okay. Today the cotton textile mills are located in about 100 cities of the country. Main traditional and important centers at present are where the cotton textile industries are operating includes Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Bhiwandi, Solapur, Kolhapur, Nagpur, Indore, Ujjain, etc. There are more mills in Mumbai in Maharashtra, hence it is called as a cotton police of India, right? That in present time the maximum or you can say more cotton mills are there in Maharashtra state's Mumbai city, and that's why Mumbai is considered as a cotton police of India. The question can be asked in exam for 2 marks. The industries are also established at Pune, Kolhapur, Aurangabad, Jalgaon city. In Gujarat also the Ahmedabad is called as a Manchester of East or Denim city of India. Again the question important for objectives. Besides that, the city lies Vadodara, Kalol, Bharuch, Surat, Porbandar, Bhavnagar, Rajkot are also included in the cotton textile industrial centers. Coimbatore is also one of the main center of Tamil Nadu. Chennai and Madurai cities are also included. Main center in Uttar Pradesh are Kanpur, Etawah, Agra, Lucknow. Indore, Gwalior, Ujjain and Devas are the main center of industries in Madhya Pradesh. In West Bengal, the Kolkata, Howrah, Murshidabad are also major cities. So cotton textile industries were set up also in Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana states also. Extensive market centers, proper transportation facilities, banking facility and electricity have contributed considerably in decentralization of these industry. Decentralization of industry means divisions. Okay, today the cotton textile industry is operating in almost all major states of India in a very grand way, and that is because of good extensive market in India and abroad, better transportation facility, financial help from the banks, proper electrical supply to the industry, water supplies. All these are helping cotton textile industry to develop further more. Today, the cotton textile industry is facing a tough competition due to the factors like inadequate supply of best variety of cotton, use of old machineries, irregular electric supply, competition from the artificial fiber clothes in the market, and the keen competition in the global markets. Today, our well established cotton textile industrial sector is facing a tougher competitions. The reason are the availability of poor quality raw cotton, or you can say lack of quality cotton supply, use of old and outdated technology or machineries in sectors, irregularity of electrical supply in many states from the government side. At the same time, the cotton textile is also facing a competition from artificial fiber like rayon, polyesters, you know, that is available in the market at a cheaper rate. And that's why the cotton industry is facing a tough competition for their existence. India export cotton textile clothes to countries like Russia, United Kingdom, United States of America, Sudan, Nepal, Australia, France and South African countries. So these are the nations of the world to whom we are exporting our cotton textile. In exam you may get a question for 1 to 2 mark that India export cotton textile to which nations of the world. So you have to write the last point. Now second, jute textile industry. Jute is the second ranked major industry of India after cotton textile. India holds first place in the production of jute and goods made from the jute in the world. India is at the second place after Bangladesh in export of jute. Students, you should not get confused between point number 2 and 3. See, in terms of jute production, India is first in the world in terms of production of jute goods. But in terms of export of jute made goods, we are second after Bangladesh. हम प्रोडक्शन ज़्यादा करते हैं बट एक्सपोर्ट के मामले में हमारा रैंक है सेकंड, क्योंकि हमसे ज़्यादा जूट प्रोडक्ट्स को एक्सपोर्ट करने का काम बांग्लादेश कर रहा है. सो दैट यू शुड कीप इन अ माइंड. अगेन क्वेश्चन इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. Of the total jute production of the country, West Bengal produces about 80%, Andhra Pradesh produces 10%, and rest of the 10% is produced by Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Assam and Tripura. So you can say that in short that the jute production is available in India especially from the eastern states. राइट, इंडिया के ईस्ट में जो स्टेट्स है वहीं से ज़्यादातर करके प्रोडक्शन आता है, इंक्लूडिंग द यूपी एंड एमपी फ्रॉम द सेंटर. एंड अमॉन्ग दैम ऑल्सो who is the leading producer of jute in India? So you can say West Bengal, who is producing somewhat around 80% of the jute production. Much water is needed to purify the jute, so most of the jute processing industry are located on the bank of Hooghly River, especially in West Bengal. This industry is concentrated in West Bengal due to cheap labor force, banks and in insurance coverage, port for export facilities etc. कि क्यों वेस्ट बंगाल में ज़्यादा जूट प्रोडक्शन पॉसिबल है स्टूडेंट्स? क्योंकि वहाँ पे जो वाटर रिक्वायरमेंट है वो हुगली रिवर के थ्रू सेटिस्फाई हो रही है, चीप लेबर अवेलेबल है, बैंक और इंश्योरेंस कंपनी का बैकअप है फॉर द फाइनेंशियल हेल्प फॉर द डैमेज कवरिंग. एट द सेम टाइम दे आर ऑल्सो हैविंग अ गुड एक्सपोर्ट फैसिलिटी थ्रू द पोर्ट्स. These all favorable condition in West Bengal is helping them to produce a very good production of jute. Today, the demand of jute has decreased because of other options in packing material, for the goods, especially the plastic material. Jute industry is also facing the problems like more cost of production and decreasing demand of jute at an international market. Now the silk textile industry. Silk production has a long tradition in India since the very ancient time. You can say since the Harappa civilization or Indus Valley civilization, we are producing silk clothes. After China, India ranks second in the world in silk production and export also. India, four type of silk are produced, and that includes mulberry silk, Ari silk, tussar silk, and Muga silk. In question, can be asked in exam for 1 mark which type of silk are produced in India. So the answer will be point number 4. Today there are about 300 silk weaving mills in our India, and major states who are producing the silk are Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Punjab and Jammu Kashmir. Silk clothes are also exported to the European countries, Africa and even in the Gulf countries. Beside these are also exported to the Germany, Singapore, USA, Kuwait, Malaysia, Russia, etc. In international market, Indian silk is facing a little bit tough competition from our neighbor China. So students, this was all about particular session. Keep on revising, keep on learning. Goodbye. Take care.